It's the International Soccer Preview. We are Soccerphiles Canada. Welcome to Series 31, looking at the players of the 2025 African Cup. This episode is looking at the players of Gabon. Part 1, the candidates. Here we go! Hello and welcome to the International Soccer Preview by Soccerphiles Canada. I'm Kevin and this is Series 31 on the players of the 2025 African Cup. This episode covers Gabon's players. Today we move on to Section 3, and in Section 3 we want to welcome listeners who are just listening to the short version of this. We're releasing Part 3 as a short version, Section 3 as a short version of Part 1 on Gabon's players. So in the full version, we did introduce the candidates, their likelihood of making the final squad, the reasons why they're at the level they're at, and some career information, especially on the main players. So if you're interested in that, you can listen to the full version. This is just a review summary, and we're not concerning ourselves with predicting starters at this point. We're going to do that in Part 2 of the mediacast. Here we're just looking at the likelihood of making the squad. Okay, and we begin with manager Thierry Muyuma. An inexperienced manager, but has been successful in their last two qualifying campaigns. He is the one taking them through this tournament. Goalkeepers, we have a definite candidate in newcomer Lois Mbaba, and likely candidate, also a newcomer, Francois Bakali, and then three possible candidates, Junior Fotso Nubi, who has been selected for a tournament in the past. That's why his name is in black script. Then we have Anse Ngubi Demba, his name in grey because he hasn't been through a tournament, and Lucas Umgwenyu, his name in orange because he's new to the squad over the past 2 years. So 5 candidates for goalkeeper there. We won't mention the ones who are possible but unlikely or below that level. Let's go on to defenders, central defenders. We have 2 definite candidates. Veteran Bruno Ekuomanga is captain of the team, and also definite Aaron Apindangoye. 2 likely candidates, both newcomers, Michel Mbula and Mick Omfia. And then 2 possible candidates, Alex Musunda and Yanis Mbemba. Over to left back, we have a definite candidate in newcomer Jacques Ekomi and a likely candidate, veteran Johan Obiang. Right back position, we have twins, both as definite candidates. Anthony Oyono, who has been through a tournament. He was in the 2021 African Cup. His twin, Jeremy Oyono, not selected for that tournament, but a definite candidate here. Up we go to the defensive end of the midfield. And for players coded as defensive midfielders, we have Mario Lamina as a definite candidate. None at the likely level, but 2 at the possible level. Serge Junior Nguali and then Clench Lufilo. His name may actually be Clesh Lufilu. Sources are kind of differ on what his first name is there, Clench or Clash. Players coded as central midfielder, we have definite candidate Guelor Kanga, and then 2 likely candidates, all 3 of these veterans, Andre Biogo Poco and Didier Ndong. And that's all we have. We have none below the likely level. But we do have a right midfielder, and that is possible candidate Taddy Averlant. He's a newcomer to the squad there. Moving up to the attacking midfield, we begin on the left side with definite candidate Dennis Bouanga. And that's all we have over here, though we do have some out-of-position players coming into the onto the left side here. A bit of switching around in all the positions up front here. Right attackers, no candidates at the definite level, but Jim Alavina at the likely level, and then two possible candidates, David Sambisa and Xavi Babika. Xavi Babika, a newcomer to the squad. Central attackers, they don't use the position much, so if these players start, it's usually out of position. Likely candidate Noha Lamina, brother of Mario Lamina and 12 years younger, a likely candidate here. Possible candidate Eric Bokum, and that's what we have over here. Both of those newcomers to the squad. Finally, we look at the forwards. We have definite candidate, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, who announced his retirement in 2022, but is back on the team since June of 2024. And none at the likely level here, but three possible candidates, Alan Domarcolino, and then newcomers, Eldon Randy Esang Matuti, and Brian Mayo Ngua. Okay, that is the squad there. Let's move on to look at some big names off the squad. We have some very sad news here. We mentioned Aaron Bupenza as the starter in the 2021 African Cup because Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang was out with COVID and subsequent complications. Aaron Bupenza died in 2025. He actually died falling from an 11-story building in China. It was ruled as an accident. He was playing for Zhejiang in China there, and starter in the African Cup in 2021. But a very sad story there. He had been off the team, though, I must say. 2023 had been his last appearance for the national team. The other big name off the squad is right back Lloyd Paloon. Played with Gabon from 2011 to 2023 with 79 caps and 1 goal. He's now 37 years old, and yes, was a starter in most of their tournaments since 2012. They had 5 tournaments over that period. He was involved in all of them. Let's go to injuries, and we begin with centre back Michael Mbula. He's a likely candidate for us here, out with a hamstring injury since August. And that was perhaps exacerbated by playing a half of a game in September. Then he returned to the injury list with the same hamstring injury, an unknown return date for him. So we have to put him in the unknown category, and we'll have to update that in part 2. Mario Lamina, out with a muscle problem since mid-December. He is expected back on December 22nd. So we'll put him in the close call category there. They were without him in 2021 because of COVID and subsequent complications, but they would be sore to miss him. He's actually had some kind of a problem in all of the tournaments he's played, all 4 of the tournaments he's played for the national team. So I kind of hope he'll be okay for this one. Next, we have left attacking midfielder. Actually, we've moved him to the right attacking midfielder, Jim Alavina. He is a likely candidate. He was out with a calf injury for the October games. That's why he's on the list, but he actually did return to play for his club since then. So we'll put him in the recovered from injury, Jim Alavina. Next, we have another right attacking midfielder, Xavi Babika, and he was out with a broken fibula from early October, but he did return to play for his club on December 12th. However, he's only played 13 minutes for his club. He was on the bench the following game, and even if he is recovered from the injury, fitness is still a concern because he hasn't had much field time. So we're going to put him as a close call here. He was a possible candidate for us here. Okay, that is the injury list. We'll update that in part 2. And Closing thoughts, well, we'll make it short. We said with teams like Ivory Coast and some of the other big teams, they have so many big names to satisfy that they're kind of chopping and changing the squad quite a bit. The opposite is true with Gabon. They are successful because they're a very tight squad, using the same players who are very familiar with each other. We even thought they brought back in a couple of veterans from the cold for that reason. But very tight squad here, very familiar with each other. Having said that, they do have quite a few new players coming in this time. It'll be interesting to see how they do, but they certainly did well in qualifying for this tournament and in reaching the playoff for the 2026 World Cup there. Okay, let's preview part 2. That will be published when the preliminary squad and the final selections are made and we know who the final squad will be. So we'll tell you which of the candidates made it and which ones didn't, and we'll highlight any notable non-selections and any surprise inclusions and new players. We'll also give an update on the injuries that we talked about here, and then here we were just listing candidates for the squad. In part 2 we can start making predictions of who will be in the starting lineup. So that brings us to the end of part 1 of our look at Gabon, and we hope you join us for part 2. We would like to thank Pixabay and Cold Fingers for the wonderful music used in this mediacast. The title of the piece is Eid Mubarak.